Did we need the government to end private segregation? The answer is brought to you by our friends over at Birch Gold. To learn how to safeguard your IRA or 401k, contact Birch Gold Group for a free info kit on gold. To get your kit, go to birchgold.com/Shapiro. That's birchgold.com/Shapiro. The left constantly repeats that government is necessary in order to stop discrimination between private parties. Government does, of course, intervene to stop uses of force between private parties, but you have no right to my services, I have no right to your services. Leftists, however, say that if we don't allow government to intervene in order to force me to serve you, widespread, rampant discrimination will break out. They often cite Jim Crow in defense of this notion. That's nonsense. Segregation was governmentally imposed, not socially imposed. It was the government ensuring that those who would not abide by social racism would be forced to do so. As Black economist Walter Williams states, quote, "Whenever there is a law on the books, one's immediate suspicion should be that the law is there because not everyone would behave according to the law's specifications." In other words, you wouldn't need a law forcing people to eat because everybody eats. But the South did need laws forcing people to racially discriminate because many people didn't want to racially discriminate. Free markets only care about one color, green. Walter Williams continues by talking specifically about Jim Crow. He says, from the 1880s into the 1960s, the majority of American states enforced some form of segregation through what were known as Jim Crow laws. The bottom line is that racists cannot trust free markets to racially discriminate. Racists need the force of government to have success. Two famous examples show how true this is. In February 1960, 4 black students in Greensboro, North Carolina, sat down at the counter at Woolworth's, a segregated restaurant. This was 4 years before the Civil Rights Act forcibly integrated restaurants. The students who sat down at the counter led a boycott against Woolworth's. By July 1960, Woolworth's lunch counter desegregated itself after losing $200,000. The market worked. Then there's the Montgomery bus boycott. In 1955, city ordinances required buses to be segregated. Rosa Parks and the NAACP organized a massive boycott that resulted in 40,000 black people refusing to take the buses the day after Parks' famous refusal to move to the back of the bus. The only reason the bus company refused to abide by the demands of the boycotters is that they were in negotiations with the city, and city law prevented them from doing so. Government stopped desegregation. Now, this isn't to claim there aren't racists who would resist tolerance, but it is to say that the market is better at uprooting such discrimination than the government without invading the rights of private business owners to choose their clientele. That's important in a time when leftists think they should dictate how everybody runs their business. Freedom relies on our willingness to tolerate other people running businesses in ways we don't like. After all, they may not like how we run our business either. But if everybody goes running to the government every time a free person exercises freedom in ways they don't like, freedom itself dies. And remember, if you're interested in that free kit about investing in precious metals, head on over to birchgold.com/Shapiro. That's birchgold.com/Shapiro.